Hum diddy dum diddy lecha dodi, hum diddy dum diddy likrat kala, hum diddy dum diddy pene Shabbat ne Kabbalah. Hum diddy dum diddy lecha dodi, hum diddy dum diddy likrat kala, hum diddy dum diddy pene Shabbat ne Kabbalah. Here we go. Lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, oy pene Shabbat, pene Shabbat ne Kabbalah. Lo tevoshi velo tikami ma tishtochachi uma te'emi v'haki yachasu ani ve'nivneta ir natila. Oy lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, oy pene Shabbat, pene Shabbat ne Kabbalah. V'hayulim shisa shotzayim v'rachaku kol melavayim yasis alayim Elohayim v'yimso satan katan al kala. Oy lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, oy pene Shabbat, pene Shabbat ne Kabbalah. Yaminu smoki botzi beyet Adonai ta'aritzi al yadi ben hadi ben itzmecha benagila. Oy lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, oy pene Shabbat, pene Shabbat ne Kabbalah. Boi v'shalom ha'ateret bala gam b'simcha u'v'tzola toch emune am segula. Boi chala, boi chala. Oy lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, oy pene Shabbat, pene Shabbat ne Kabbalah. Hum diddy dum die die die, hum diddy dum die die, hum die die die, hum die die die, hum die 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 die. Hum diddy dum die die, diddy dum die die, yai die die die, yai die die, yai die, yai die.
Please be seated. It's traditional at this moment to welcome mourners into the congregation if they're here. Larry Mackler's family isn't here. Mitzi couldn't come tonight, but I just want to take a moment and name that our congregation lost a precious man this past week. Larry was buried on Wednesday. He died just before last Shabbat. If you knew Larry, you knew how much light he brought into a room. And I just want to say, every time I saw him, he always said, "How are things at the Bethel?" I love the Bethel. And I love the way, like, right, the Bethel, the Kadima. And he really loved the shul. But there's one thing that he loved even more than the shul, and that was Mitzi. Well, probably his grandchildren too, but I'm telling you, when Larry would talk about Mitzi, they were married for 75 years. She was his bride until the day he died, right? And like, there's just something so inspirational. I hold him. I know I will always hold him in my heart. Our congregation will miss him, and we very much hope and pray that his memory is a blessing. And as we make our way to the Psalm for Shabbat on page 27, when I think about what I'm grateful for on this particular week, there are a lot of congregants in this congregation, and I don't get to know them all so well. I'm really grateful that Larry and Mitzi made it their business to get to know me and to give me the privilege of getting to know them. I invite you to think of what you're grateful for. We're on page 27.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני בבוקר חסדך, באמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בחינוך, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, באמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בחינוך. באמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בחינוך, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, באמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי
We continue on page 28, Sadiq Tamar.
Sadiq Tamar
Yivrach ke'erez ba'lebanon, תשנים ורעננים יהיו להגיד כי השער אדוני צורי ולא הבלטה.
If you are observing a yahrzeit or in the period of mourning, I invite you to rise as we turn to page 30 for the Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, v'yamad yivrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayedechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'yimru, Amen. Yahei shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam olmei olmaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemeda kudesha brecho le'elam mikol berchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata da'amiram v'yama v'yimru amen. Yahei shlomo rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'al kol Yisrael tevel v'yimru amen. Before we go on with the Mariv service, I want to take a moment. By now, you must be saying to yourself, so who is this Colleen Deeker, and how did she come to be who she is? So I want to give a little part of that story, introduce her just a little bit now, and tomorrow she'll have what more to say. So about 15 years ago or so, a woman by the name of Myrna Braverman died. Myrna was an incredible pianist, an incredibly accomplished musician, and she was in many ways a musician's musician. Like people from all over the country would turn to Myrna if they were looking for how to transpose a piece. I don't even know all the musical words that she did, but Myrna did it. And when Myrna died, her colleague in crime, the woman who she worked very closely with, a dear friend of mine, Deborah Lerner, was bereft, and she said, Amy, no one can fill Myrna's shoes. I mean, no one. And Deborah told everybody, like, I don't know how we're going to continue making music here without Myrna. And as it happens, Deborah's husband worked in a hospital with a pharmacist whose daughter had been studying at Berkeley School of Music and came back to Kansas City, and she was trying to figure out what she would do. In fact, this young woman was kind of having a Rebecca moment. What I mean by that is, in this week's Torah portion, Rebecca is pregnant. She wasn't pregnant, but the question is going to be the same. Let me be clear. Rivka was pregnant, and she was having a hard pregnancy, and at one point she says, Im ken lama ze anochi, like, what's my purpose? What am I going to do? Why do I exist? And you can all imagine a young woman in their 20s trying to figure out, what am I supposed to do with my life? What's my calling? How am I going to make meaning? So the story that I'm told by Deborah is that Colleen came to work with her in the group, and they were in awe. Colleen didn't know Hebrew. She didn't know liturgy, but she knew music. And my dear friend Deborah describes Colleen as a musical prodigy. She plays the piano, she plays the violin, she plays the flute, she plays the guitar, she sings. What other instruments am I forgetting? I got it. I don't even know. Deborah says to me the best is the piano, but I don't know. The violin looks pretty good to me too. So I think we should just say the woman is a musical prodigy. And what happened from that time is at one point, Colleen was actually here about 15 years ago. You may remember we did a program in which we did a retrospective on the extraordinary music of Debbie Friedman. And Deborah put it together, and she sent some people, and Colleen was one of those people. And Debbie's music, along with a lot of other people, inspired Colleen to become the incredibly knowledgeable, talented connoisseur of Jewish music and her ability to bring the music to life. There's a lot more to say about that story, but that's who Colleen is, and that's how she got here. And one of the things I take there actually is, there was a young person saying, Im kein lama ze anochi, which is a very real. Young people ask that question, actually probably all of us, not just young people, say like, what's the point? What am I supposed to be doing with myself? But the other part I want to highlight, she's not here to hear me say it, but I know Colleen will agree with me, is that it took someone like a Deborah to say, here's a talent, and I want to bring you into this world. And I would say that is Colleen's musical ability that brought Judaism to her. And then she was a voracious consumer of all things Jewish, which is why she can talk about so many people in the Jewish world, in the Jewish musical world, who have inspired her. Deborah, the thing about for Colleen is, Deborah was the first step, not the last step. And the thing about Deborah is she understood her role when she saw somebody who could contribute was to lift that person. And so I know now, I think Deborah might be watching this service. I think she was thinking about it if she could. But I know now that like Colleen stands on the shoulders, not just of her parents who saw that there was a musical prodigy there. She stands on her parents' shoulders. She stands on Deborah's shoulders. She stands on Joshua Shofsky's, and probably so many more. And I hope that tomorrow night during the concert, you'll share and tell more about the journey. So thank you for being here. And let's continue with the Baruch Hu, page 39a. If you're able, I invite you to please rise.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Please be seated. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bara ma'ariv v'mavim. Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil bein yom uvein laila. Adonai tzeva'ot shemo, El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv ha'ravim.
Page 40.
Ahavat olam לימדת אותנו לימדת על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו נשיח את חוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד כי הם חיינו באורך ימינו ובהם נגי יום ובלילה נגי יום ובלילה ועבדתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל אוהב עמו ישראל
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. ואהבת
את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
We continue with the second and third paragraphs of the Shema on page 42. We're on page 44 as we continue with the Michamocha.
Anu ve'ameh Adonai Hilo, Leolam Ba'ed. Together, Yai Lai 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 Lai, Yai Lai 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 Lai, Yai Lai 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 Lai, Yai Lai 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 Lai. Repeat after me. Kifada Adonai et Yaakov uge'alo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Page 45. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Ushmor Tzeitenu Ushmor Tzeitenu Uvoenu L'chaim u'shalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu all together.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim.
Baruch atah Adonai haborei simchat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
If you're able, please rise as we continue with the Vishamu, followed by the Chatzi Kaddish.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, et HaShabbat la'asot, et HaShabbat לדורותם ברית עולם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם.
וישמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ברית עולם. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך יותי והמליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה ברכו לעילם עם כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמא ויאמרו
The evening Amidah is recited silently. It's found between pages 47 and 51. I invite you to take this time for your own individual prayers, either following the liturgy or using this time for your own reflections. When you've completed the Amidah, please be seated. Kaddish Shalom is on page 54. Yitgadal Yikadash Merabah V'Yamad Yivrach Yutei V'Yamech Bachutei V'Chayachon V'Yamechon V'Chadachol Beit Yisrael B'Agalav Zman Karev Yimiru Amen Yehesh Merabah Mevora Le'olam Le'om Le'omaya Yitbarach V'Yishtabach V'Yipa'ar V'Yishmach V'Naseh V'Yidadar V'Yidalev Shalosh Mei Nekudisha Brecho Le'elam Mikol Berachata V'Shivata Tishbachata V'Nechemata Damiram B'Yamav Yimiru Amen Titkabel Sokon V'Chon D'Kol Yisrael Kol V'Shmai V'Yimiru Amen Yehesh Shlomo Rabba Min Shemai V'Chayim Aleinu V'Kol Yisrael V'Yimiru Amen Oseh Shalom B'Mrom Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimeru. Amen. We'll make Kiddush at dinner, so we're going to continue with Aleinu. I want to just remind you, we really zoom through Aleinu when we daven it very often. The idea of Aleinu is really a powerful one, which is there is one God, that God is ours, and we have this fantasy that one day the world is going to see it our way. Aleinu is on page 56.
And we'll sing this version of Aleinu with the refrain, Ein Od, there is no other. So it goes like this, repeat after me. Ein Od.
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 Ein Od. Aleinu. Aleinu l'shameach la'adon hakol. Lateit genula liyotzeh bereshit. Shelo asanu tegol yeharatzot. V'lo samanu mishpechot ha'alama. Shelo samanu melkeinu kahen. V'gor aleinu b'chol ha'amonam. Ein Od.
Ein Od.
Ein Od. Ein Od.
Ein Od.
Ein Od.
Ein Od.
Ein Od.
Ein Od.
Ein Od.
Ein Od.
Ein Od.
Ein Od.
Ein Od. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר ארץ ומושב יחרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגובי מרמים הוא אלוהינו אין עוד אין עוד
Ein Od.
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 אין עוד page 57 ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ושמו אחד ושמו אחד sing it ושמו אחד ושמו אחד אין עוד
Ein Od.
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 Ein Od.
Ein Od.
Together.
Ein
Ein Od.
Please be seated. On this Shabbat, we are in the Shiva and lovingly remember Larry Mackler. And we're in their period of Shloshim and hold Flora Smithline in our hearts and prayers. And on this Shabbat, we observe the yortzites of Anne Haidt, the mother of Betsy Gaberman, and Solomon Katz, Zichronam Livracha. If you're observing a yortzeit or in the period of mourning, the Kaddish Tom is found on page 58. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, v'yamad yivrach yibertei, v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam olmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudesha brechu. Le'lami kol berchata v'shivata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amiram b'yalma v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shlomo rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'al kol Yisrael tevel v'yimru. Amen. So I have just a few announcements before we conclude our service. The first, I really want to thank Ellen and Dave Ratner, the Harold Grinspoon Foundation, the Endowment of Western Massachusetts, Suze and Mark Goldman, and the Simon Katz Endowment for making it possible for this evening. The second thing I want to just be sure to say that is if you thought the service was too long, it's all my fault because I said it was so beautiful. I kept on saying, oh, do it. If you like the service, it's because of Mark and Colleen, but if it was too long, tell me. The third thing I want to just say is when I first met Mark and he told me that he played the guitars, he's my witness. Like my eyes lit up because there's nothing that makes me happier at home than when I hear him strumming on the guitar. But I want to really publicly say, like, this is just an act of sheer love for this community and for Jewish music, and it took a lot of time to prepare. So I just want to say, not just for me, but on behalf of the community, Colleen would have been great alone. There's no question about that, but you enhanced the service tremendously, and so not just me, but all of us say a heartfelt thank you, and don't go giving me that look. I don't want to hear it. If you didn't make reservations for tomorrow night, but you're thinking, she's really good, you're welcome to join us. The concert is going to begin with Havdalah, and there'll be a concert followed by dessert. If you didn't make a reservation, the rest of us will hold back a little bit so that you can come because it's really more important for people to join us and for us to be together. And tomorrow night, you'll hear more about Colleen's bat mitzvah and her whole journey. What am I forgetting? 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, thank you. Okay, with that, we're going to conclude. Now, Reverend Arminia, you and I like Bialik's poem, Hachama Mirosh. We've heard it's a different tune, but the idea is still the same. And when we're done, we'll make our way to the sanctuary for Shabbat dinner. And Colleen, can I just say thank you for letting us get on your dance card?
Oh, yes, of course. I'm so happy to be here. It's truly remarkable. It feels so good to be here. It was crazy. Like, I didn't know Hebrew, and I had just learned the Debbie Friedman greatest hits right after she passed away to be in this tribute band. And because Deborah and Amy were friends, the band flew out here and was anyone at that concert in 2011?
Who remembers?
Yes, but so much has happened. So I'm excited to share stories and songs with you tomorrow night and eat desserts together and just enjoy a beautiful evening.
And one last thank you to Karen Resnick, because she worked hard to organize the dinner, to Maxine, and to Ty. I want to tell you, like, we have the best sound person ever.
Yes,
he really is just like a delight and a mention 1,000 ways.
Okay.
Page 60.
So this is a setting by Rabbi Josh Warshawski, and it's the first song of his I ever heard, and it led to us being musical partners and recording 4 albums together and writing a bunch of songs together. So if you haven't heard it, the big part that I want you to sing goes, Shalom. Try that.
Shalom.
Perfect. All right. 1, 2, 3. Boi hamalka, boi kala, shalom alechem, alafei, hashalom. Try that part. Boi